What the Naronso, Sarah Kora Toma Meba, Council Koranana, Korki Cham Kori Dungar Sani Mujaba.
So, in this way, how all these sentient beings, somehow from countless lifetimes, wandering in the samsara and then experiencing inconceivable sufferings and problems in this world. So then, fortunately, this time one have obtained this precious human rebirth, that which is very rare and difficult to obtain by in relation with these causes and conditions, like a example and then cause and then the and based on the number. So, since we have obtained this precious human rebirth as a best support for the Dharma, so one should not waste it and one should not spend in vain, out of which one should take complete advantage, that where we could get into the stage of the liberation. So, however, within this world, whatsoever wealth and belongings and fame and rank we may obtain or has, but ultimately it doesn't have tiny bit of benefit. So the best to the best that one could engage into this Dharma practice, and of course, in generally within the Dharma, the vehicles or the levels of the jnana that out of which you are concentrating or practicing on the highest one, which is known as the Dzogchen, the great perfection.
Tambi chetan juji, oh, tese shelab nyambi tina jire, de yenayon, zoba chembi chede, selo trujune zone, selo tubaji mataba, zochen tuchi demba tari ture, de kaso, zochen de yansu lena, rungi jela, toba she lavadon, leji debaton de tos lavade, chero mombo jere, de zochen yune mombo jisune.
Of course, all this flourishing Dharma, but because of the degenerating period of time, in certain ways that the blessings of the Dharmas are also kind of decreased. But especially the Dzogchen, the great perfection, is still never degenerate anything, because as in many of these Tantras and Dzogchen textbook, it explains that now it is the just time of the flourishing of the heart essence of the Dzogchen teachings, when the human beings live their average age between like 60 and then degenerating till 10-year-old. So in that way, somehow we have born in a fortunate time, but still, if we don't engage into practice, then of course one cannot really get the actual benefit. So that is why our greatest responsibility is that where we try to practice all this Dharma in a very stable way.
Then teacher,
so even during this retreat time, that all this teaching and instruction, such as like Ngando, Talung, and Tegel, and so forth, these all are completely from the abstraction of the Dzogchen itself.
What they get, Ngando Talung Lasoba, then of the Rongo, Jit the Marjon and Yamon, the Debate de Marjon, Tigene, Yunji, Sumbano, the Yanleshena, led it on the New Tone, and they were meant to Bajiris.
So in this way, as one constantly carry through practice such as like Ngando and Talung and so forth, then that which help to purify our obscurations and negativities, and according to that one could have the actual result out of it.
What the nation do you about the Chedi, Yabojinans, Malena, Dribatoya, don't Tarbatoya, the Kangaris.
So, since we all are born in this world or samsara from beginning, let's say, lifetime, so if we could not concentrate properly and could not engage into the Dharma practice, then of course it is difficult to, just experience the Dharma experiences and then the liberation.
Lending soon was lazy thoughts and Shopping Materna, Nayo Chimis are also Jilla Mingias on us.
So, of course, it is taught in the text that the moment we accumulate any kind of just karma, until it is been just purified through all those concepts, otherwise, just no matter how much time it may take, it will ripen into one's own mind stream.
Ni Topane Ochin Yon Topa Nyanso Lengina, Doche Yano Mandare, let him knew to Taturis. So,
in this way, if with the one's that from one's core of one's heart, and diligently, if one engage into this Dharma practice, then of course all these Dzogchen teachings are very profound, that one could definitely purify all these obscurations. But anyhow, still that all this, the duration of time that where you could practice is also, in a way, very, very short. So that out of this worldly activity or that Dharma, of course, you may know or understand that to achieve ultimate happiness is completely depend on the Dharma practice. But still, that how we are so, attached and grasping in relation with all this worldly wealth and material belongings, and that we don't have enough time, and that way how we are kind of so distracted. So somehow we are in a way just kind of falling into wrong direction, that that which the actual practice of the Dharma, just we somehow abandon it and then, concentrate so much on the kind of, worldly, mundane activity to accumulate all this wealth and material belongings. So if we need to just get into a little bit of hardship into the Dharma, then one easily gets so tired. So all the past great masters and Mahasiddhas, that they abandon this life and then they engage into the Dharma practice, even in the risk of their life. Of course, these Mahasiddhas also, same like us, those who have also accumulated lots of negativities. But still, somehow, then they realize that there is no essence in the worldly activity and all this mundane work, and then and the suffering of samsara. So that is why they abandon everything and then get into these forests and caves, isolated themselves, and just completely dedicating their life into the Dharma practice, through which they could have all those realizations. However, we may just put our effort into all this worldly activity and how much we may gain or get success, still it just only leads to samsara itself, that it never just helps to liberate out of it. Of course, in generally, you all also know that. But still, that how we are so kind of attached to all this worldly activity, and one could not put enough effort into the Dharma practice, is just that our most greatest karmic obscuration and obstacle. So that is why, while you are here in the retreat for 1 month, then the whole complete teaching and instructions were given how you could concentrate and engage into the Dharma practice. So that is why you need to concentrate your mind into this practice from core of your heart, and then engage into practice properly. So then, Ngondo students, you can just leave and do your practice.
Oh yeah.